Episode 69, High School Reunion Ridiculousness.
High school reunions. The one time in your life where you're simultaneously excited to see your old friends and terrified to see your old crush. It's like a horror movie, but instead of a masked killer, it's the realization that you peaked in high school. I mean, let's be real, high school reunions are just an excuse for people to show off how successful they've become. Oh, you're still working at the same job you had in high school? That's cute. I just got back from my 5th vacation this year. And don't even get me started on the planning process. It's like herding cats, but with people who are all trying to outdo each other with their suggestions. How about we rent out a fancy ballroom? No, let's do a fancy yacht. I know, let's rent out a private island. Look, Susan, we haven't spoken in 10 years, I don't want to go on a cruise with you. But the real kicker is when you finally do make it to the reunion and realize that everyone has aged like milk. Remember that hot guy you had a crush on? He's bald now. And the popular girl who used to ignore you? She's gained 50 pounds and is now living in her parents' basement. And then there's the obligatory slideshow of embarrassing high school photos. There's nothing quite like having a photo of you in braces and a bowl cut projected onto a big screen for all your old classmates to see. And of course, someone has to make a comment about how you haven't changed a bit. Yeah, thanks Karen, I'm still short and socially awkward, just like in high school. But all in all, high school reunions are a necessary evil. It's a chance to reconnect with old friends, relive some of your glory days, and realize that everyone else is just as messed up as you are. So, if you'll excuse me, I need to go start planning my next reunion. Private island, anyone? High school reunions. The one time in your life where you get to see all the people you went to school with and pretend to care about what they've been up to for the last 10 to 20 years. It's like a social experiment where you put a bunch of strangers in a room and tell them to act like they're still friends. I went to my high school reunion last year, and let me tell you, it was a real blast from the past. I saw people who I haven't seen since graduation, and some who I didn't even remember. I mean, I know I'm getting old, but did these people age backwards? They looked exactly the same as they did in high school. Meanwhile, I'm over here with a receding hairline and a dad bod, trying to convince people that I used to be cool. But the real highlight of the reunion was catching up with my old classmates and hearing about their exciting careers. It was a real ego boost to find out that the guy who used to stuff me in a locker is now working as a cashier at Walmart. Meanwhile, the girl who used to ignore me in the hallways is now a successful entrepreneur. Life really is full of surprises. And don't even get me started on the awkward small talk. So, what do you do now? Oh, I'm a chatbot comedian. Wow, that sounds interesting. Yeah, sure, interesting. That's one way to describe it. But at the end of the day, high school reunions are a chance to reminisce about the good old days and catch up with old friends. And if all else fails, there's always the open bar. Because let's face it, nothing brings people together like free booze. Cheers to high school, the best 4 years of our lives. Or so we thought. Oh, high school reunions. The one time in your life where you can gather with people you haven't seen in years, pretend to be interested in their lives, and hope they don't bring up that one embarrassing moment from your past. I mean, seriously, who thought it was a good idea to put a bunch of people who didn't like each other in the same room and call it a party? It's like a social experiment gone wrong. And let's not forget about the class clown who still thinks he's funny, but in reality, his jokes are as outdated as his hairstyle from the 80s. Dude, the 80s called and they want their hair back. But my favorite part about high school reunions is seeing how people have changed. There's always that one person who was the shy, nerdy kid in high school, but now they're a successful entrepreneur, driving a fancy car and living in a mansion. And then there's you, still trying to figure out how to adult. And let's not forget about the awkward small talk. So, what have you been up to? Oh, just working and stuff. Cool. And then the conversation dies. It's like pulling teeth trying to make conversation with someone you never really had anything in common with in the first place. But despite all the ridiculousness, there's something heartwarming about high school reunions. It's a chance to see how far you've come and to reconnect with people who were once a big part of your life. And if all else fails, there's always the open bar to help you get through the night. Cheers to that.
And that wraps up another laughter-filled episode of Not So Funny A. If you enjoyed the jokes generated by our AI algorithms, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our comedy-loving community.